In this video, I'm going to give you 6 tips to help your current hearing aids work even better. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. There are so many factors that will determine how well your hearing aids perform for you, and some of them are so simple that it'll leave you scratching your head wondering, why didn't I think of that? So let's go ahead and get into the list, and tip number 1 is getting your hearing aids professionally detailed. Just like a vehicle needs to be cleaned out every so often because it builds up dirt and debris inside of it, hearing aids are the same way. They just build up with earwax and dead skin cells. That's why every 3 months I have my patients come back into my clinic so I can take their hearing aids completely apart and suction out every little nook and cranny of those devices to make sure that the receivers aren't clogged and to make sure that the microphones aren't clogged. If these end up building up large amounts of debris, the hearing aids will not be able to perform properly. This process can take up to 20 minutes per hearing aid and is one of the most overlooked aspects of hearing treatment. Keeping your hearing aids clean is absolutely critical to how you'll perform with your devices. The second tip is to try a different rubber dome. I would bet that there are a lot of individuals out there walking around with the wrong type or wrong size of dome on the end of their hearing aids, which is the portion that goes inside of your ear canal. A poorly fit dome can lead to issues of migration, which is where the device will work its way outside of your ear, which will reduce the amount of amplification that you're receiving, not to mention leave you exposed to problems with feedback or that whistling sound that you hear when a hearing aid isn't fit appropriately. Using a different size or style of dome can have a major impact on the way that a hearing care professional can program your devices. It is a really simple fix, but it's something that's critical if you want to hear the best with your hearing aids. Tip number 3 is to exchange that generic rubber tip for a custom ear mold. The vast majority of hearing aid wearers use a receiver in the canal device, and on the end of that device they have that generic rubber tip. But depending on your type of hearing loss, a generic rubber tip might not be your best option. Fortunately, almost all manufacturers create a custom tip that can go onto the end of these devices to make sure that the hearing care professional can fit them to you better. These custom ear molds can do several different things. Number 1, they stay in place. Because they're custom molded for your ear canal, once you get them into the exact right spot, they tend to stay there. Another thing that you can do with custom ear molds is control the vent size. Vent size is critical to make sure that you don't lose sound from the ear canal after you've amplified it. If the vent size is too large, it can cause excessive feedback or whistling sound. If the vent size is too small, it can cause excessive occlusion. So getting the vent size exactly right will allow the hearing care professional to program the hearing aids properly to your hearing loss prescription. Tip number 4 is to start dehydrating your hearing aids. Hearing aids are basically little computers that live in a very harsh environment, and because they're exposed to constant moisture that is leaching off of your skin, they can be susceptible to moisture damage. This is why even though hearing aids have become more and more moisture resistant, you should still be dehydrating them every night inside of a dehydrator kit. My personal favorite dehydrator kit is the Zephyr by Dry & Store. When you use this dehydrator kit, you basically take your hearing aids off at night, open the battery doors, you put them inside of the kit, close the lid, hit the start button, and it will circulate 104-degree air through the devices to force out any moisture and to cause evaporation, and then this moisture will get sucked up into a dry brick that is also inside of that chamber. By the time you wake up in the morning, you pull your hearing aids out, they are completely bone dry, and they are going to stay in tip-top condition. If you live in a state like Arizona, dehydration is important. If you live in a much more humid climate, dehydration is absolutely critical. Now, if you'd like to get yourself one of those Zephyr dryers, I went ahead and put a link in the description below. Tip number 5 is to get a new hearing test. If it's been over a year since your last hearing test, it is about that time to get your hearing checked again. If your thresholds have changed and your hearing has gotten worse, then your prescription has also changed. And if your hearing aids aren't programmed correctly to that prescription, then you're not going to be getting the full benefit out of your hearing aids. And tip number 6 is to have real ear measurement performed on your hearing aids. Real ear measurement is the only way to ensure that your hearing aids are programmed correctly to your hearing loss prescription. And if you've never had them performed on your hearing aids before, there is a high probability that you are not getting the maximum amount of benefit from your hearing devices. Now, if you'd like to learn more about real ear measurement, I went ahead and linked my video up here in the card and in the description. There you go, guys. Those are the 6 tips that you can use to make your current hearing aids work even better. And just remember, if you want your hearing aids to perform the best that they possibly can, it is all about attention to detail. Even a small error in the fit, programming, or maintenance of your hearing devices can have a major impact on your overall performance. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.